Good morning, everyone. Welcome to my channel. At the end of this portion of the video, I recorded how the governing body is trying to convince all Jehovah Witnesses that going to college, getting better education is a sin, and it's a crime to the God, Jehovah, or the governing body, or the body of elders. But it's okay for Watchtower to send people to become lawyers, to learn computers, better technology to help their broadcast. Anything with them is okay, but for a normal person like us, see, they think that all the money that you try to put in for college to better yourself is money that could be going to the Watchtower, or in this case child molesting. They have been covering up many years. When you hear this idiot talking about a person going to be spiritual weak, missing meetings, let me tell you something. You're not missing nothing when you don't go to the meetings. You won't miss anything by not going door to door. I'm telling you right now that I am not alone. There's over thousands and thousands of us all over the world. It's helping people to get out of this dangerous cult, to get people to wake up and see this is not the truth. It's not a religion that is being favored by God or Christ. When you study the Bible, really go into the Bible, it will talk to you in a way that it will get you to see it better, but you will not be able to do that if you have a blaspheming book that silver shank or silver sword, however you want to call it. It's not a Bible. There's nothing wrong to have a better education, to have a career, to be able later on to have a better job to support your family, to later on you have enough money put back to retire. People, all that's been taken away from so many people, because Watchtower promised that Armageddon was just around the corner. You know, even my age, 54, I've seen so many false promises of Armageddon. And you wonder why? We're tired of it. We're exhausted, burnt out. with all their lies. People, education is what helped us to learn to get out of this false religion. Education is what helped us to dig deeper into this religion. Not relying on jw.org, not relying on their publications. That's what's keeping us from education, of real learning real truth. So sit back and listen to the other part, and listen how it is a brain control technique to thinking that education is a crime, it's a sin, but it's not. It's to make you grow, to learn. That's the reason we got this brain, to learn different things. And each thing we learn is experience. And experience we have now of learning what Watchtower teaches, what Watchtower is. That's the reason we're trying to help Jehovah's Witnesses to wake up, to realize they're burning themselves out. The flame is burning out because they are not in the light of truth, than the light or black light of darkness. They can't even see that. Do not give up on education, because to give up on education is people who wants to stay in these cults, want to believe their false doctrines. So please, people, educate yourself. And the clip behind this, refuse to listen, refuse to obey. Choice is you. You have the power. You want to use it, or you want the witnesses to take that away from you. Thank you, and have a nice day.
In 2005, the Faithful Slave provided counsel regarding higher education in the October 1st, 2005 issue of the Watchtower, pages 26 through 31. The article was entitled, "Parents, What Future Do You Want for Your Children?" The cover of the very next issue, October 15th, 2005, asked the question, "What is the best education?" You may have noticed that we've not published that thorough of a discussion on the subject since that time. Why is that? Has the governing body changed its position regarding the pursuit of higher secular education? No. We feel that all of the cautions that we have addressed in the past are still valid. However, our goal now is to focus on and intensify our promotion of the pursuit of divine education. If parents and young ones are motivated to avidly pursue divine education, the quest for higher secular education becomes less and less of an issue. As most of you know, I am a father. My wife and I raised two boys in the truth. Once a father, always a father. So even though my sons are grown and married, I still think like a father. And that is why I wanted to address this subject on JW Broadcasting. Higher education. What do we mean when we use that expression? The October 1st, 2005 issue of the Watchtower that I referred to earlier provided a definition. It used the example of the educational system in the United States, acknowledging that it involves 12 years of basic education in public schools. Then it stated, thereafter, students may choose to attend university for 4 or more years, leading to a bachelor's degree or to postgraduate studies for careers in medicine, law, engineering, and so forth. Such university education is what is meant when the term higher education is used. It further stated, on the other hand, there are technical and vocational schools offering short-term courses that result in a certificate or diploma in some trade or service. We realize educational systems vary from place to place. In some countries, higher education is provided by the government, free of charge. However, the cost of obtaining university training is not our primary concern. It is the potential for spiritual harm that has moved us to provide the cautions we have shared in the past. Ultimately, it is the decision of the parents as to the amount of secular education they feel is necessary for a child to later care for a family of his own. As parents, we would be remiss if we did not encourage our child to pursue a skill or trade that would enable him to start off a marriage successfully. Having said that, it does not change the fact that all too often our young people have met with spiritual disaster, especially after leaving home and living on a university campus. So parents and children, you need to have a goal and you need to have a plan. If you're missing either one, Satan will provide it for you. Young people, ask yourself, why am I considering additional education? Is it because I'm pursuing a specific skill or trade to support my service to Jehovah? Or have I been pressured by the system into believing that higher education will somehow make me a more respected person or lead me to a better life? Let me review the scriptural basis for our previous published concerns about higher education. As an example, 1 Corinthians 15:33 says, bad associations spoil useful habits. While it is true that the ancient city of Corinth was known for its immoral lifestyle, what was the Apostle Paul primarily concerned about when he penned those words? In verse 12 of the same chapter, he made clear that his comment about bad associations had to do with what the other persons believed. It was a doctrinal issue. If we are in continued association with those who do not believe the same, it can erode our thinking and convictions. Some have felt that spending time with non-believers in a university setting is no different than working secularly with those who do not share our beliefs. And in fact, bad associations in the workplace can be a real danger. However, it is one thing to work on a job with others and quite another matter to immerse oneself in an institution of learning. In Romans 12:2, Paul said to stop being molded by this system of things, but be transformed by making your mind over. We are to be careful that this system does not mold or shape our thinking. The verse said to make over your minds, not hand over your minds. Higher learning can easily influence thinking and attitudes. Elders in congregations that are in close proximity to universities are well aware of the repeated scenario of parents coming to the Kingdom Hall with a child that they're dropping off to attend the nearby university. Sadly, often in a few weeks or months, the child begins missing meetings. And not too long into the school year, he totally disappears. then the parents are upset with the local body of elders for not shepherding their child. My question is, who dropped them off at the university? So where does the responsibility really lie? When we make a decision, we must realistically also accept the consequences. Turn with me to 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 20. This was written by Paul as an illustration for Timothy to consider. Now, it makes sense that the large house commented on refers to the congregation, and the utensils of varying value would be like individual members of the congregation. 2 Timothy 2 and verses 20 through 22. Now in a large house there are utensils not only of gold and silver, but also of wood and earthenware, and some for an honorable use, but others for a use lacking honor. So if anyone keeps clear of or doesn't associate with these ones, he'll be an instrument for an honorable use, sanctified, useful to his owner, Jehovah God, prepared for every good work. So flee from youthful desires, but pursue righteousness, faith, love, peace, along with those who call on the Lord out of a clean heart.